This year, we have sold 10 of them. The person next to me agreed, and it doesn't even seem to end. The photographer is quietly watching. Then I tried to communicate that I had sold 20 of them. Are there many? Meanwhile, the luggage said seriously, "It's just wonderful. What's the point of being mature?" He froze and made a clean cup. The dog also sighed, "That's right." The grave also breathed out its face. The photographer looked at, "Think of the gift of luggage, and so on Long Thien Min. It's no less. It's because of his concubine. Inflammation of the world. It's impossible to give him the blood of a demon. Maturity. His previous life became a master. Finally, naturally, there will be a god-level dragon blood love spirit. But he's still in a very sad state right now. There's no gas." Then suddenly, the sound came out. "You have a transaction. I don't know if you're interested." Luggage van asked what transaction. The photographer replied, "If you are really interested in me. Say not. You can make a soul you want. Listen to this luggage. Hold the cup in your hand. Ask again. You said you loved the dragon's blood, the maturity of the Long clan. The photographer needs some time." Luggage asked directly, "What do you mean by translation?" "You just need to love the dragon's blood. God level is mature. The price is up to you to decide. I thought I would sell all my property. Maybe I'll collect enough." But the photographer said that only the spirit stones. "I can only take 100,000. The luggage is amazing. When it's only 100,000 SAO right now. The photographer said more. "I want you to meet my requirements. The first requirement is to become an ally. Later in the dance, it doesn't matter what happens. We're in conflict with someone. You all have to be on my side." The manager immediately agreed that of course. "The price of your brother is 100,000. Bring the god of blood and love and sell it to me. Of course, it's not free." Van luggage. "I'm not the kind of person who doesn't talk. It's just not about betrayal. Within the scope of our capabilities, I absolutely gave it my all. Reportedly, I will not, of course. You have to betray the master. That's no use to me. There are 2 other things I haven't thought of yet. Just think about it and say it. What about love dragon blood? God level is mature. I will try to find." Luggage nodded in agreement. The photographer gave a friendly smile. "To be honest, I still don't understand." Van luggage. "I was just a little impressed with him in my previous life. So I need to help a hand once this cooperation is profitable or not. It's still an unknown number, but 100,000 spirit stones. It is enough to create a human soul. My level is mature." And then he turned to her. "Sound transmission asks you how influential is being in the family now." He pondered, saying, "If I'm a playboy, by the way, what effect does SAO have?" "The most. There are only a few things that my father can save. We can only mobilize some people. If only we could stand out. It will naturally be supported by many. That year was genius. It can be compared to Long Thien Min. I am in a hurry to oppose my brother. You should still practice hard to recover. I might need you to do something." "That sounds pretty surprising. You saved my sister in this way. Even if I am killed, I will not refuse. Whatever you need me to do, just say it." The photographer said, "It's not that boastful. Today, you have suddenly shown such extraordinary talent. It will definitely attract the attention of some people. On the one hand, you still need security. Don't reveal the source of the spirit stone. Try to agree, of course. The photographer continued. On the other hand, I said it before and stood up. Try to get off the horse. We'll start step by step. Try to identify billions. I was poisoned by the boy. Absolutely not out of touch. You didn't say I would deal with him. But the place of the constant, being in the family, is solid. He was the first genius of the city. It's very difficult to get him off the horse. It's not that I exalt his spirit. Code to destroy its own prestige. In front of my eyes and try to stay too far away. The photographer talked about this. Of course, it can't be that fast. It can be completed in the nearest time. I will show you how to practice. On the other hand, at the right time, you need to be in front of your people. Show a little love. The spirit of dragon blood is mature. She was stunned for a few seconds, and then sighed and said yes. I also feel it's time. He smiled and thought of the three great powers. Dance god of world inflammation. Gu Thi Long seal the world. Luggage and try. They are all entitled to claim the position of heir. There's only one left in the world. He looked at the dragon ball. And then I think that even though it's near the end, but also as a human being, Long Yu Yin is passionate about martial arts. There is no interest in taking power. But martial arts enthusiasts also have a benefit. That's the whole body. I just need to have a better relationship with her. I looked at the dragon ball. It's still a little difficult to talk to her now. This should go slowly. Switch scene 2 hours later. The photographer asked how the payment was. Tried to spend 780,000 spirit stones. Of course, there are still many stones. Buying them is a good thing. Said and threw the world for photographer. He happily caught it and said, next. There will be a good movie to watch. Immediately browse cam, speak up. Maybe you can't wait a little longer. I want to know what the last treasure of the day is. Right, this thing is extraordinary. It's an ancient taboo. It's just that we've been so far. I still don't know its miraculous effects. I can only wear it on my body. Can speed up the practice. But no AI can deny its value. There's a very mysterious high-level God. Don't want to reveal your identity. I hope to give it to someone who is lucky. People started talking. The use and seller are unknown. It's so magical. Come on, let's take a look. All eyes are focused on. Hold brows, continue. Watch out, everyone's very curious about what's being auctioned. Then bring the treasure. The two girls immediately carried the tray up to the stage. The question above is to use the cover. Why are you serious? So what is it anyway? Have a nice talk here. Although it's a pity. We are so far. It's also impossible to study this object. What is it? Dare to confirm. It's absolutely not trivial. The crowd immediately raised their eyes and sighed. The photographer looked at it in wonder. I think it's 10 paintings. Here, I'm holding it in my hand. Slowly pull the picture out. In front of everyone's eyes. This is a picture of the mountains. At the bottom, there are 4,000 words of H-San. The crowd immediately became excited. Uttered this thing. I also believe that this is a good thing. It's just a souvenir, but it involves the idea of infinity. I turned to the photographer for this picture. I can see the stillness and feel it. Looks like he's been shaken. Meanwhile, I wonder why it's here again. It was even sold at auction. That's weird. This picture is a 1,000 Li Hassan map. Based on scripture, inside the time of no love. Reishi letter recorded. This is an ancient Taoist superpower. Wear the Dan bar of the idea of a lifetime stay. After completing this painting, the power of the great power of Kier was exhausted and died. But its main use, it's not just cultivation aids. What a waste of heaven. 1,000 Li Hassan map, if we could use all of its uses. Even can become the antagonistic capital of the Holy Emperor. It cannot fall into the hands of others. He turned to say, try to be confused despite everything. Buy this painting back. Money, let me. Try to immediately listen to Theo and hand it over to me. I don't know the effect of this painting. But just know, it's not a simple object. That's enough. Money is not something to spend or spend. She's excited, ready to go. I don't hesitate any longer to hold my hand here. Speak up. Probably everyone. I felt the wonder of this picture. Under normal circumstances, treasures like this, it's not going to be sold at auction. Even the high-ranking god Kier, I don't know all its uses. Also on the body, I can only look a little. Everyone below heard that and hesitated. Even the high-level guy doesn't know. We spent a lot of money to buy it. IP continued, so the master sent 10,000 Lai Sun and said, whether it's AI, if you could see the use of this scroll, then he's willing to spend 200,000 spirit stones to buy it back. And at the same time, we're going to bring back this mountain. The crowd immediately shuffled. When I heard the number 20,000, I was stunned. Aesthetic photographer, this owner, I really don't want to sell this painting. But he finds every way. I also don't know the use of 10,000 lilies. You can only choose to sell. I'm going to talk if there's no AI that knows what it does. It will be based on the owner's will. This painting is going up for auction. Photographer, comment, those high-ranking gods definitely can't be solved. There are thousands of lines in the painting. That's it. How SAO can grasp the effects of thousands of Lai Sanha map. You can open the door to the door. It's just me. The starting price is $100,000. Here too, this number makes the AI also startled. There are people in the entire celestial hall who have 100,000. Suddenly, the crowd became silent. The air was silent. Long Thien Min suddenly spoke. I bought 100,000 stones. Who stares itchy eyes? The man who shouted. Long Thien Min sighed. There are only high-class people like them. We can compete. However, at this time, the ocean crossed his hands for 120,000. Long Thien Min looked at Yang inflammation. Then it's 130,000. But osteoarthritis is still calmly on the price. The number has been pushed up to 160,000. Make people open their mouths. With this number, Long Thien Min laughed softly and gave up. People feel that the fire god is rich. Ask the doctor here to inquire. Brother, the price is 160,000 spirit stones. Is the price far higher? But suddenly, a voice came to me, 190,000 spirit stones. Make the room scream. It turns out that the person who paid the price was Min Nuyet. She spoke up. If someone offers a higher price, Ra doesn't need it. Yang looked at it. He laughed, according to reason. If you want me, I will give it to you. It's just that I'm a little bit curious about this painting. Moreover, this is suitable for our cultivation method. So I don't want to miss. So I still hope that Master Min Nuyet. Min Nuyet freely laughed back. No inflammation, Master Yang, whatever you want. After laughing softly with the beauty, Inflammation Duong immediately priced 20,000 lingzi. Horrified people ask, "This is the saint of fire god Sao. That's really rich. This is the holy son of the fire god. The elders of the Vu god. There aren't that many spirit stones. It was used in exchange for a license. I don't know how it works." The other guy said this is already Yang's. His law. It really has something to do with Lai's son. The name next to the 8-part objection is slandering. He just wants to buy it. It is impossible to fall into the hands of others. Suddenly, I'm trying to step out now. Make people look. He said, I once heard an old man talk about 10,000 Lai San heap. Inside is illuminated by a great power who arranged 10,000 spirits, whether you can buy it. It doesn't work at all. Give it to me, give it to me. At the price of 210,000 spirit stones, people laughed and laughed. What do you want to raise prices for? It's not just 1,000 spirits. The guy with the glasses smirked that he was smart. Say you want to raise the price. I want to find a reason. Just give the ocean a step. Understand, at this time, the 3 great gods spoke. This gathering, it's about helping each other get along. Everyone is free to compete with the price. You don't have to pay attention to the nature of your body. An itchy name who compliments. No tiger is hyperventilation. Happy to confirm the words of your brother. That's right, 210,000. And who wants to bid? Immediately positive inflammation increased the price by 220,000, but try to calmly up to the price of 23,000 spirit stones. Inflammation of the human penis. The crowd rolled their eyes. Silence for a few seconds. Yang inflammation claims. Let's get out of this picture of Sen law. Let the master. I tried to respectfully answer that. Thank you, Brother Yang. Hold up the approval notice. Congratulations. Although the penultimate treasure has been auctioned off. But our auction isn't over yet. Let's see the next treasure. And so the crowd started buzzing about 8 things. On the photographic side, try to transmit the sound. A total of 20 spirit beyond the level of dragon blood. To be mature. Buy 10,000 Li Hasan furniture. 30 flasks of heaven and earth. Surprised photographer. There are still so many. Sao selling Love Lin Long blood. That's a lot of money. Plus on my people. In total, there are 23,000 stones left. She laughed and continued, but not every day. They all have auctions like this. Normally, it is difficult to buy goods. Confirmation is also true. How did you ask again? Do you want to auction anything else? But the smiling photographer replied that he had harvested enough. Think based on your level of knowledge. There is a great opportunity to open up the world. I don't know if it's the same as in the book. Has an endlessly magical effect. Even if you can find a use. It's also worth the money. And when we get back, we have to open it, and the crowd is buzzing. Then hold the declaration approval. Our auction is over. So this is going to be the talk of this gathering. Back to the times. This one of ours is relatively interesting. The subject is to hold the drawing exam. Hold the examination rules notice. To bring the concept of explanation to the great way. It's all merged inside, holding the calligraphy. Let everyone judge. A happy person said, if you could see the word, Yang. Min Nuyet is unparalleled, or hear their voices. I can feel the spirit in it. Say not. It might be enough to take our martial arts a step further. Have fun talking to everyone. If this is the show we started. I volunteered to be ugly. I hope you will please teach. The crowd immediately cheered. Go to the front of the piano. And then she sat down and put her hand up and broke it. The sounds that go to. Make the sky dark and cloudy. Heavy rain pouring down. The trees are lush. The sound of the browser hitting Ra was extremely soothing. Make people fall in love. The sound of the wind. It makes you feel like you can see the river flowing. People are bathed in cool water. Extremely enjoy. Someone exclaimed, or indeed, our high soul is very excited. I have to feel it again. It's like the real sound. Make people happy. The comfort contained in it is the Tao. The more it makes the aftertaste last. The others. Feel in the sound of the piano. Like the sound of running water. Inside the will is the feeling. It's not like ordinary people. The sound is still in my ears. The peerless Min knew it, and Yang inflammation. Everyone closed their eyes to enjoy. The photographer here secretly thinks I don't understand the show. It's just the sound of the wind. Compared to the master's magical sound, there was a lot of difference. The show is also finished. Stand up to the audience. Then he said, hold the review and let everyone laugh. The last review is just the beginning. It's your turn below. The first man said to the sound of the wind, my sister has reached this level. Why we go up is bad. The porch over here looks at the Nie incense, as if to show her. Get up from the chair. Tell everyone, if you hold the lady, I've played my guitar. Let everyone hear. I don't mind being a bad person. Your face looks bored. I hate to have fun with you. Holding the calligraphy, I don't know which type to choose. Laughing at the letter. Quickly to the table. Tell me to sharpen the ink for Brother IP. He praised the pink fragrance with great honor. Very quickly hold the browser has been sharpened ink, then bow down to the porch. He immediately picked up the pen and squinted. What does it look like, and so on. Put the pen up. Start pantyhose for a few seconds, and then pick up the pen on the stage. Now focus your eyes on it. After completion, he laughed and then took a look. Then pick up the painting. Let everyone see it together. It says a love letter. This word makes people stare. The cry is love. A masked man praised the actor brother. Every stroke of a pen contains a magical world. A word of love from Brother IP. Compared to the approval of Miss Cow, profound no less. The girls are all screaming for an explanation. In this word of love, there is a profound thought. This knowledge is embarrassing to you. The dog now looks to stop. She turned to T's stop watching. I have a deep affection for you. Hi, and then he blushed and shouted, Don T make fun of me. I saw the two of them happy down there. It makes me happy. Get off the stage. The photographer laughed and said it was up. I have to show some talent too. It can't be weaker. It makes you stop being surprised. Luggage on one side thinking. The photographer also wants to show SAO. His itching doesn't seem any weaker. I don't know what the photographer will show. Even though his SAO to VI is very normal. Maybe, in front of you, there is a clairvoyant. At this time, when IP Veranda returned to the table, Mirong danced praise. No tiger is a dude. Just a few strokes of the pen is admirable. EP shows humility. Very good response, Mirong brother. The crowd continues to make noise. Suddenly, someone spoke up. I said, and all the disciples of Yang Yang. My sister has a long brother. That's Bahead. Please come up and tell us. Other people follow that. Please point out. As for the explanation, well, it's a great place for us to learn a little. It makes sense to hold your head. Long Thien Min sighed. They told him to show off his talent, brother. He laughed and said, I am the weakest of the three. Stand up and tell me I'm not afraid to be bad. Then invited Min Nuyet's sister, also has yang inflammation. Brother, come up. Everybody applauded. The photographer thought 3 people. Their expression raw is hard to compare. Long Thien Min first words to himself, not as good as those 2. It's really mind-boggling. If it was a previous life, I said I still feel humble. Inflammation right now. I looked at the sky and was cold. He walked up to the stage laughing and talking in front of the audience. You and your brother distinguish. Performing with calligraphy. I can't even play chess. I drew a picture and he raised his pen. Make the people below admire. Long is holding up a pen with a calm expression. But when the pen comes down, then suddenly a very powerful source of energy came out. My eyes lit up. This gas source make everyone below feel like one. The storm's thunderstorm was so horrible. It was so strong. He wrote for a while. Underneath everyone, I'm also trying to resist this energy. When the pen stops, it is also when the painting is painted. The winged dragon is completed. He put the pen down. A shirt full of air. Just look up and say, please enjoy. Hurry up and thank Brother Long. And then put the picture up and ask for your evaluation. People look at it and they're horrified. Look at the picture. The young man complained. This picture is from Brother Long. Extraordinary atmosphere filled with the Oriental Kai Ki. To make the fearful admire. Ye veranda evokes the blood of Stiti. Brother Long painted in the painting. Observing the land arrogantly hero pants. It also shows the ambition of vastness. Brother Long. The photographer looked over and thought. These people really know how to cut. The memory inside Long Thien Min's painting. Most of the time, it's just considered a bad mood. The path is far behind. This picture has nothing to do with ambition. On the contrary, it is possible to see great evil. This is in line with what Master had in his previous life. Long Thien Min is a troublesome person. Long Thien Min here pretending. It takes a lot to make your brothers laugh. Now hold the remaining calligraphy, I think. 2. Do you want to show us the art? Others hear that. I am excited to ask these 2 to show off their art. So it's not that I want to lower my concentration. One is the holy fire god. One is the holy female angel. What will the result be? I'm looking forward to it. Ophthalmology says we have no problem. But Min Nuyet is peerless. I told you to laugh. We play chess very little. Not very good at art. The more you can't compare it with Yang Master. It is still not the same as Yang Master. Make fun of people in the industry. When you hear that, everyone is sorry. Suddenly, Min stood up and said, please allow me to use technology to show it. The people cheering for joy. Long Thien Min finished listening. I thought about Ra Min Nuyet, unbeatable retreat. In fact, we have no desire to fight. Yang is too strong. The peerless Min Moon gently went to the piano. I just broke a few notes. Then immediately a burst of energy. Makes people sound like they're floating in the clouds. The whole room closed its eyes. Feel the quiet lightness. On the side of the snow. They're holding hands and drowning in happiness. Long Thien Min also spoke up. I can't believe that Master Min Nuyet has become. The sky is in harmony with the sound of this guitar. Of course extraordinary. Long Thien Min, please give up. Min Nuyet laughed softly. The Dragon Master certainly has eyes. This is indeed the sound of the wind. My show is over. Then invite the next person. She gently comes down. But underneath, people still have the sound of the piano and sink. As soon as the moon passed, he woke up. The photographer says that no matter what, the mind of the peerless Min Nuyet, far beyond the Thien Min some parts, I'm afraid only Master can get through it. Only the strongest is left. The ocean has also stepped up. People are curious what he's going to do. Yang Inflammation Swivel Speaker. Someone just wanted me to show off my art. But Master Min Nuyet is willing to show it to me. There is a little bit in my heart. Sorry, I can show it a little. He put his hand in the pot and pulled out a black piece. Seconds later, he disappeared. Only the board is empty. It makes people wonder where they are. Then suddenly, space is transformed. It's like everyone's on the chessboard. Then bow around like a vast desert essay. Someone said the chessboard turned into the world. And suddenly, Yang put down a chess piece. Suddenly, the rivers and the trees are turned. The source of life is raised filled with the power of life. It's like people are turned into plants. Everyone below is getting high and enjoying life. Then Yang stood up. Speak up. If there's no competition, we're finished. I can't believe you are young Yang. But the understanding of the Tao has reached this level. This is the real kingdom. I don't blame him for leading the fire god. Open to the world. When Yang's inflammation was back in control. I want to thank the three brothers. It makes us open our eyes. I think the show this time. There was no need to go after the weak. The important thing is that we have three brothers and sisters. There's a new understanding of the concept. Harvest today, comparable to the hardship of practicing for several months. I didn't miss this trip. The people below agree that's right. Our world is so far behind. I was ashamed to ask more. Then there are the brothers. Or sister who wants to go to the show for a while. This makes others cringe. Tell those three to come up. Who dares to go up again? They turn to ask each other. Are you up? What's the other guy joking about? Now, it's not axe dancing through the eyes of SAO workers. When people don't dare. The photographer stood up for me. People see him as stupid, full of wonder. Long Thien Min and Ye Ap stared at him. Surprise. The audience was asking each other who this person was. Others say, it seems to be the head. The young generation geniuses at Vu Than Tong. He wants to go up there to humiliate himself. I looked up and stopped and thought. Even if you want to fight me, it shouldn't be now. I can't wait to see such a fool. The dance here is disrespectful right now. Cover your face with a sigh. There are 6 sides. This sounds great. The photographer must have something new. The photographer walked by and told her. Be sure to look closely later. Use the mind to see the feeling of the scene in it. Very useful for your training. That sounds confusing. But still nodding slightly, Mirong danced, laughing ridicule. Haha, look at his appearance. And pretend to be generous. Long Wyan here wonders if it is beneficial for cultivation. Why is it just trying? What does photography show? When he's on stage. He told me that this guy seemed a little young. He wanted to go up. Express yourself. It's really encouraging for this bravery. We don't have to ask too hard. Make the crowd below laugh. The photographer looked at the pen next to him and said, "Someone has written love before. Little brother incompetent. I would also like to give you some money to write a letter." I thought to myself, it's aimed at me too stupid. Even if you want to compare with me, you also have to get ahead of the other three. Even now he writes, "It is better to be laughed at by others. Maybe he can't beat me." Cheerful photographer laughed softly. Say this word to someone who has grace. Below laughing. Haha, in heaven. Who are we? It's not super. The genius of the three gods. Someone who needs him to point out. The other guys laughed. I can see the writing. Many people talk to each other. Looking at his breath, he doesn't seem to have achieved his destiny. Hi, young people are a little self-conscious. Good youth others remind not to talk anymore. Pay attention to feel his breath. Say not. His religion has something special too. That is, the whole group started staring at the photographer. A second later, we looked at each other. Close your eyes and ask what's wrong. I can't feel the light. Immediately realize he's just writing words. Murong dances here laughing like the season screams. This guy's brain is broken. The eucalyptus also mocked the lab. This is an understanding of this little boy's concept. What does it mean to write a word like that? Death is now coming gently. Ask this brother. This round of ours is a remembrance match. Must integrate their own religious understanding into calligraphy. It's not just calligraphy. But the photographer doesn't care. Still working hard to write. The people below covered their eyes and sighed. I said I can't see any more. Then the other laughed. Haha, I don't know what his teacher will think tomorrow. But now the photographer's pen has been lifted. He laughed and announced that my words had been written. He looked around with his eyes wide open and dumbfounded. What do you think this represents? I am also curious to look at the below. When you hold up the browser, show it to everyone. It's a sword. To make someone quiet, the person holding the spray sighed and thought. Whether writing the letter Ra, there is no religion in it. How can people judge? Long Thien Min cold humbled, the new head of this lock. I thought I was a genius. I can't believe this idiot is a disgrace. Vu Van Tong. I told the photographer I really understood the wrong thing. Then I admitted, my calligraphy is not as good as my master's. But what good calligraphy does? The woman laughing here couldn't find her mouth. Your brother also appreciates. Not by the calligraphy of the photographer. You've really reached the high level. Haha, the crowd kept laughing haha. Without stopping, the dragon dance is full of confusion. What does photography mean after all? This sword, it looks like a normal sword. Maybe there is something inside Sao. He looked at me and thought it was finally a trap. Trying to figure out what it is. He's not a scrap Sao. In the auditorium, the laughter kept on echoing. But the photographer remained steadfast and did not change the nuance. Min Nuyet and Yang are still serious. Look at it, but don't feel anything. Suddenly, someone planted a potter. Haha, the new photographer is a real genius. She blasted him for his explanation of religion. Compared to Yang and the Kier. Higher than many of your fools. I was surprised to look at it. Smiling softly, I thought it was not your name. Murong dance. It is higher than the skin you wear. That is too much, Luku.